All right. Hello, hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. If you follow me at all, you know that I'm in a different place than I normally am. I'm on the East Coast and I'm visiting family, and I have been alternating between staying with family and staying in an Airbnb. And this is my last week here for now. And so, yeah, I've been moving around. And so my Zoom background keeps changing. I actually really love this piece of art. So I will share it with you because I love art. It's just pretty. So anyway, you can't see all of it because I don't want to stand up, but I did want to share that with you, and hopefully you're enjoying some sort of different background. I'm looking forward to being back home next week. This is my hometown, but it is not home, and really ready to get back home. But I'm also very grateful that I do have the opportunity. It's by design. I created my business and my life this way, but I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity to be able to be in the States for as long as I want, to visit my family, to do what I need to do here, and to still be able to run this amazing business that I love so much, and to be with all of you. So hello, hello. If you're live, please say hi. Let me know that you're here. Okay. For those of you who use voice dictation, you know my pain that it is typing everything I'm saying right now. I forgot to turn it off. This is going to be a fun topic today. I hope it's fun for me. I geek out about this stuff, but we're talking about service today, and we're talking about service from the perspective of, or in service of, you meeting your next income goal. And the reason why this is so important and so near and dear to my heart, and why I share it, is because, my dear conscious entrepreneurs and creatives, my dear heart-centered people, mission-driven people, I know that service is why you got into your business in the first place. I know that if you're in this group, you are here to serve the world in a way that only you can. That you are really looking for that sweet spot. This is one of my favorite things to help my clients with, that sweet spot between serving others and having joy and fulfillment, in return, and absolutely some of that joy and fulfillment in return. Running a business is an energy exchange, is money. But I find so often that, especially in the online space, especially for small business owners, that while making money is really important, and I don't want to discount that, I said discount related to money. I don't want to diminish the importance of money. How about that? Discount has a different word, right? A different meaning. Anyway, making money is important. And those of you who are in this group, those of you who consider yourselves heart-centered and conscious, did not get into business only to make money. You got into business to see some sort of change in the world, to be some sort of change in the world, to change the world in some sort of way, to affect the world, to make an impact, to help make people's lives better, right? So if you got into business for the purpose of service, I'm here to bring you back to basics, bring you back to that space of service, and to find a way to keep continuing to better your service. And we're going to talk about that, like up your service game is really what today is about, while also increasing your income, while also growing your business, while also, receiving what it is that you want to receive from your business, both from a fulfillment perspective and a financial perspective. I'm very big on both profit and fulfillment. And I find so often that in the online space in particular, but in business everywhere, there's so much of an emphasis on money. There's so much of an emphasis on growth, right? Like the stock market tracks growth by the hour or the minute. And while that's not wrong and that's not a bad thing, just like everything in life, just like everything in business, there isn't to look at something from the truth, to look at something in full reality and full totality, to look at something holistically. You can't look at just one thing. And again, while money is super important, and I'm all the way here to serve you in growing your business, to make as much money as you absolutely can. And I believe there's an infinite amount of that for you. Today's about service, because I find that in the same way strategy and mindset have to hold hands together when we run a business, I believe that service and income growth have to go together as well. They have to hold hands very tightly. And that when we are only focused on income growth, we tend to lose sight of service, even if it's just about losing sight of, not losing sight of. So it may not be that you actually diminish your service or that you don't continue to provide the same value that you always have. But when we're not focused at all on service, because I don't think we talked last week about embodying the CEO role and how that is one of the aspects of running a business that is a constant, or not constant, but it's an ongoing long-term learning process, just like learning how to be a good human, learning how to be a good parent. It's not like you check something off and you reach some sort of certification and like, great, you're the best parent ever, check. You don't have to like think about it anymore. Right? I'm not a parent, but I'm here with my niece and nephew, and it's just something that I'm always aware of when I'm here. So I went on 2 tangents and now I am going to come back. Almost there. So when we aren't focused on service in the same way that we are focused on other aspects of our business, I personally find that things tend to get missed. Things tend to maybe not go as well as we would like them. So what I'm here to offer, my perspective, is that if you want to up your income game, my challenge to you is to up your service game. We're going to talk a little about what this means. But this is also something that we're going to talk about the mindset of this as well as the practical aspect of it. But I think this is something that you can continue to ask yourself. There's lots of like just questions that I like to ask myself as a business owner to sort of keep me grounded in what I'm really here for. And I ask these questions of my clients too. Please feel free to steal them or to take sort of the essence of them and make them into your own words. Actually, I highly recommend that you make them into your own words. But one of the questions I like to ask myself is, how can I be in service? How can I be in service? And I'm going to talk a little about what that means. But again, when we are not focused on service, because maybe we think we've kind of got that set, right? I've been in business for 4.5 years. I've been serving clients that whole time. I kind of know how I want to serve my clients. I know what it feels like to hop on a call with each individual person and how I want to coach them. And it could be very easy for me to go, yep, I'm a great coach. Awesome. I'm going to spend all my time on marketing. I'm going to spend all my time on my team. I'm going to spend all my time on getting new business because I've just got the coaching thing locked down. And while in some ways, yes, I feel that, I'm always learning, but I'm not in a beginner's learning space. If I lose sight of how can I continue to add value to my clients, if I lose sight of supporting them in between phone calls, this is what it is for me. If I lose sight of seeing something out in the world, this will happen a lot. I'll see something out in the world and I'll take a picture of it and send it to a client because it reminded me of them. It reminded me of something they're working on. It reminded me of something I knew they would love. If I don't have service top of mind on a regular basis in my business, then I am likely not doing not giving my best potential to all of my clients and potential clients, which just doesn't serve my business. And I think this is one of those examples, I talk about this all the time, where like sometimes doing the right thing is just doing the right thing. But so much of what I'm talking about today is doing the right thing, being of service, but it's also really great because these are also really good business decisions too. Business is about relationships, right? So if you are not top of mind thinking about service on a daily basis, then I want to encourage you to come back to that. These are the basics that I think what's so beautiful about business and what I love to talk to my clients about or remind my clients about is like, wait a minute. Let's come back to basics. What are we doing here? Who are we serving? And what way are we serving? So often how you make big business decisions is coming back to those very seemingly simple values, strategies, mission, vision. The whole point of the business always serves to be your anchor to help you make decisions. So again, and none of this is to say that people are not being of service in the online space if they're growing their business or if they're making big income goals or if they are really, really focused and dedicated around, upping their financial gain. None of that is to say that. And what I find to be true is that when you want to up your income game, it's really, really important to do a few things and then to get back to service. Those things are get really clear pricing. One of the things we're going to be doing in May is I'm going to be offering a free workshop around how to set up aligned pricing for your business. This is something that I work with my clients on all the time. This is going to be a free workshop. Come. As soon as I have dates and information, I will share with you guys sometime in May. It will be here live in the group as well. So you want to make some more money? Great. Get clear on your pricing. Get clear on what that pricing amount is going to bring you. What does that look like from a monthly and a yearly perspective? Is that the right dollar amount for you? No? Okay, let's go back to the drawing board and adjust your pricing. Can you feasibly, realistically serve all of those people or make all of those products to get you to those numbers, right? No? Okay, go back to the drawing board. So that's a little bit of what we're going to talk about, sneak peek pricing workshop. But my point is, if you are ready to up your game from an income perspective, absolutely, there's more things you need to do, but there's two big things you need to do. Number one, you need to have a plan. Be really, really clear, not just pie in the sky. This is a number that would feel really good to make this year. No problem with that. But then don't just wish and hope for it. Look at your business model. Look at how you are spending your time. Look at how many people you're serving and what those dollars are. Look at how many products you're selling and what those dollars are. And look at your hours and your time and see if you can make that plan work. So get a plan, have a strategy, 100%. That is absolutely a way, one of the biggest, most important ways that you can reach your income goals. And that's not what today is about. Another way, and one of the things that serves you in these pricing models, serves you in readjusting your schedule, serves you in getting to that goal, is to be the best service provider or product creator that you can be. I know for a fact that every year I'm a much better coach than I was the year before. I've learned so much from my clients. I've learned so much from my business. This is a long-term journey for me. I know that in 10 years, I will be a better coach than I am now. And so that's important to me as far as my fulfillment, as far as the change I want to provide in the world. But it's also important for me as a business owner to continue to be really focused on giving my clients excellent service. And that is different things for different people and different business models. But if I'm not also receiving coaching myself, or if I'm not also taking classes periodically to keep my craft on point and to keep learning new ways of looking at things, if I'm not continually looking at what are, this is actually funny. I had a conversation with somebody today about the fact that sometimes the reasons that I have pivoted, I don't want to say pivoted my business, but the reasons that I've made changes in how I serve my clients over the years is often when I pay attention to what's happening sort of collectively or thematically with my clients. I notice, okay, they're all having a challenge, or not all of them, but like a lot of people were having the same conversation about mindset. A lot of people we're talking about. The reason I'm doing this pricing workshop is I feel that at least on a monthly basis, there's some conversation around pricing with my client, most of my clients. This is just something that I see rising to the top. So I see this as an opportunity, a topic through which I can serve. But if I'm not paying attention to what my clients are doing, what I was trying to say a minute ago is I had a conversation with somebody today about how over the years I've sort of adjusted my sort of standard coaching program is 5 months. But I've adjusted how long that is and how often we meet over the time, just based on themes that I see with my clients, how that cadence works or doesn't work, what seems to be changing typically happens with multiple clients around the same time. And if I'm not paying attention because I think that I've just checked the box in terms of serving my current clients, then I'm missing the boat in terms of being able to serve them at a greater level. As long as I'm continuing to serve them at the top level of my potential, right? And this isn't about being perfect, but if I can continue to show up for my clients every single day in the best way that I know how, then I'm continuing to give them better and better and better service. And that means lots of things. When I bring on new clients, I absolutely match the value that I'm providing with the pricing that I'm offering, right? It also means that what happens to me a lot of times, most of my clients stay with me for a year or longer, even though I only have a 5-month coaching program, just the starting of 5 months. And absolutely, people can finish working with me in 5 months and get something out of it. But a lot of my people stay because this is a partnership and this is something that works for them. And they like to be supported in their business in this way. So it's also, I believe, because I continue to provide them the absolute best service that I can. And people who have worked with me, I have one client who's been with me for 4 years, and I've only been in business for 4.5. I think she started with me like 2-3 months after I started my business. And you better believe that she pays a lot less than people coming in the door right now. And that's absolutely appropriate for me. That's part of how I provide service. But I bet if you asked her what kind of coach is Laura 4 years ago versus today, I hope and imagine that she would say that she's getting even more bang for her buck, right? So all of this is to say, if we're not putting service in the forefront and we also want to up our income game, so many people think that the only way to up your income game has to do with strategy and practical. And that's absolutely important. It's not an either or. So my charge to you is, if you want to up your income game, there's lots of other things you can do from a mindset perspective. There's lots of other things you can do, but today's example is service. This is something that you can do. And this also, I think, really helps energetically when you're looking at, so for example, if I want to up my income game, I think, yes, there are ways to strategically plan for that, as we talked about. And we'll keep talking about this. But also, I think I have a charge to look at my current clients and see how I can serve them better. Is there some additional value I can provide them? Is there something I'm doing new that I want to make sure they all know about? So I just think it's important to, again, all this is to say, coming back to service, coming back to basics, coming back to why you're here. And the point I'm trying to make is around energy. So in the same way that they say, dress for the job you want, fake it till you make it, which I don't love the phrasing of that, but I get the point and the intention. Being it, believing it, embodying it before it's tangibly in front of you. That's absolutely how we create what we want in this world. And so if I want to up my income game and I want to, I don't know, charge more money, bring on more clients, and be like the greatest coach I can possibly be, that service piece is the place to start. Again, have a plan. But my job, my game is to, my charge is to up my service. So how can I already be that amazing coach, that $1 million coach, whatever the goal is, whatever your like fill in the blank thing that you want to be is, right? If you want to be a 6-figure business owner, if you want to be $1 million business owner, if you want to be a successful and fulfilled entrepreneur, right? Whatever it is that you want to be or that you want to bring in, start being that person now. The easiest way to do that is to serve your existing clients at another level. How can I serve? How can I be in better? How can I be in service? How can I be in service? How can I be in service? So let me know if you have questions. One of the things that I find a lot of people get stuck on related to being in service is they think that being in service or being of service is like just giving a whole bunch of shit away for free, right? I find that from a mindset perspective, when we think about being of service, when we think about wanting to increase our income, when we think about adjusting our pricing, whatever it is that like maybe gets us a little wonky, we often want to go to one extreme or the other in our brains, whether we want to take action on one of these extremes or whether we see the world in black and white and I can either do this or that. One of the common mindset issues that I see with folks, I've seen it in myself too, is this thinking that I either need to like give everything away for free and it's not okay to charge people. And well, it is okay to charge people, but I don't want to charge her the same price because I know that she can't afford it. And I really want to work with her and I really want to serve her. And it's okay. I'll just sacrifice myself for the good of, for making a sale, for making any kind of sale. Right. And this is also where people discount their pricing because they think somebody can't afford something. And that's a whole nother conversation in the lining up and aligning your pricing with integrity to what you offer. Stay tuned again for the pricing workshop. But people oftentimes err on one side of the continuum, which is giving a whole bunch of stuff away for free or overly discounting their stuff, either for everyone or for some people. And then what happens, right? Like the business isn't serving you. You're not receiving that equal energy exchange. You're not getting anything back. You're putting time, energy, effort, service out, and you're not receiving dollars, fulfillment, ease, all the things that we want to bring in. That end of the continuum, even though it kind of looks like service, it is not service. It is not service. That is not being in service. That is overgiving. Okay, that is overgiving. I am not suggesting that when I ask you to come back to the space of service, when I ask you to up your service game, I'm not suggesting that you overgive. All my friends, all my dears who are people pleasers, who are overgivers, who are filling in the gaps because other people don't do stuff and you run to fill it. I'll do the thing that nobody else will do because nobody will do it if I don't do it. I love you. I support you. That is not going to serve your business and therefore it's not going to serve you. And in the same way that we all have to put our oxygen masks on in order to support other people, you're not being of service. And in fact, you're being, honestly, I would argue, out of integrity. And I know that's a really dramatic word, but I would argue that we are out of integrity when we don't allow for the energetic exchange to come back. Because what happens when you overgive? Eventually you get resentful. people expect what you gave them the first time. So it's not their fault that they're expecting the same thing, right? This is how those of us who don't have boundaries get run over. We get resentful. And especially, my dears, those of you who are healers, coaches, therapists, we have to be in integrity with our clients. I am supporting and enabling someone in not supporting themselves if I overly discount a coaching program for them and them alone, and not for my other clients who knows, may be making less money than this person, right? It's not my decision to decide who's needy and who needs things. It's my decision to price my stuff accordingly. Again, all this is to say, if we are overgiving, that is not in service. If you notice that tendency that you have to go into that end of the extreme, then I encourage you to think about, how can you be in service without overgiving? How can you pull back a little bit without putting up big fat walls? And how can you find a way to be of service? I've been offering free coaching calls to people, but it's just one free coaching call, right? It's not like, oh, just hop on my calendar and I'll free coach you forever, right? Free coach, I'll coach you for free forever, right? Everybody gets one. That feels great to me. That's value, but that is a boundary that I have. It's really not hard to follow. And I don't know anybody that's tried to book two anyway. I don't think it even says that it doesn't say that in my marketing, right? But I just know, because I decided that, if somebody tries to book a second one, I'm not okay with that. And that's okay. They can book a discovery call and we can talk about working together. That's also free. But again, where is it that you are giving too much? And if you're somebody that people take advantage of, this is probably you. And this isn't to say blame the victim, but we all have a part to play in different dynamics. So oftentimes we want to go on one extreme or the other. One is, I'm going to give a whole bunch of shit away for free and I'm just never going to charge people. Or I'm going to give so many things away for free that I'm going to spend all my time and energy doing free stuff and I don't really have time to bring on clients or to have calls with people, right? The other end of that extreme is not giving away anything, holding your hand so tightly to your chest because you don't want anybody to see your cards, because you think that, I don't know, there's for sometimes it's a concept of competition where people feel that if they share their ideas and their special perspectives on things, that other people will steal it. That happens all the time. Is that okay? I'll give you two perspectives on that one real quick. There's several things that make up this end of the continuum, but I want to stay on this one for just another second. Two things. Number one, Elizabeth Gilbert at some point wrote in something that I've read of hers that basically, like, there are no new ideas. There are no original ideas out there anymore. It's already been come up with. So like everybody's plagiarizing everybody, whether they're aware of it or not, because we just like take and absorb stuff and we don't have the opportunity to like write a scholarly journal and cite everybody, and it just gets all mixed up in our heads, right? I've been trained in so many different modalities of healing, so many different classes around business. I've taken so many different classes around psychology and human behavior over the course of my life. I read those books for fun. I listen to business podcasts all the time. I'm reading what other people are putting online. And I also have been trained, did I just say this? I've also been trained in a lot of different modalities. So when I work with my clients, like all of that is back there. Sometimes I could not tell you to save my life, like where this concept came from. I just know that I've learned it from somewhere and I've merged it all together in the back of my head. And it probably didn't come from me, or it is something that I see in my clients and I sort of come up with a philosophy or a theory around it. And I coach people on it. And it's probably not like, I'm probably not the only person seeing it. And I might think it's original, but it might not be, right? And whether you agree with Elizabeth Gilbert or not, there doesn't really matter. The point is, like, there's so many ideas out there that if you're so worried about holding on to your ideas that somebody's going to steal them, then that's the mindset that you get to work on. Because when we grip, when we hold on, energetically, it's really, really hard to bring people in. It's really hard to make people feel safe too. And I think there are always things in our mindset. There are always things going on energetically for us where we are keeping people from coming into our space, or sort of wonkifying the energy in, like, let's say just a static Facebook post that people aren't resonating with, or people aren't resonating with to the level that they could, because we're not even aware of how our mindset is playing out. There's something else. Oh, so there's also this concept on this end of the spectrum of, like, this is all about competition, right? Either somebody's going to steal my ideas, or my, some other, like for me, some other business coach is going to get that client. I want to say this in a way that doesn't mean, or that doesn't convey, like, I don't care, because I absolutely care. Like, the people that I want to work with who say no to me, that absolutely, I care about that. But it's really not my business to take that personally, because I know I am not for everyone. I don't want to be for everyone, because everyone is not for me, right? It's my job as a coach not to offer someone a coaching program if I don't think I can help them, or if I don't resonate with what they're trying to do, or if I don't think we click enough in a coach relationship on our first call. And that's not to say you have to be my best friend, but we have to have some sort of chemistry, because this is a very deep service that I offer. And if I don't think I can go deep with you, or if I don't think you can go deep with me, or if something is just not, like, quite aligned in that connection, then you are for someone else. I would much rather, and will send you to another business coach that I think might be a good fit for you, because what I offer is, fit is like number one. Again, it depends on your business model, and I'm using mine as an example, but if I try to think about people wanting to work with me from a competition standpoint, that just assumes that, like, I need everybody to like me and want to work with me, and then I just get to pick who I want. And that's not a space of service. That's not a heart-centered way to do it. And I know that from being a space of service, it is important to understand who it is that you serve and the best way that you serve them. Right? What you don't see in my marketing is, hey, do you have a business idea and don't know how to get started? Come join me and I'll help you get started. Right? Like, you don't see that. Yes, I do work with new business owners, but I usually work with people once they have some of that sort of basic foundation set, because I find that early stage, it's funny, I was having this conversation with somebody this afternoon. That early stage in business requires a lot of how-to and teaching conversation. And absolutely, do I teach my clients about business? All the time. Do I coach people who are new to business? All the time. But there is a little bit in that phase, just like a lot of people don't feel good coaching people, business coaches, who don't know what their business idea is. Some people, that's their niche. Their niche is to help you figure out what your business idea is, right? My special spot is not helping you take the first, 5 steps. My special spot is, okay, I've got a foundation. I've got something happening and moving. How do I take it from there? All the way to, I've been in business for 10, 12 years and I'm looking to pivot, or I've been into business for 10 or 12 years and I want to love my business more. I want to be a better CEO. I want to think about how to open my second business, whatever it is. So I work with people all along their business journey. And I know that I am really, really good at this particular phase in the business, that startup phase is just not my magic. Again, there are absolutely exceptions. And sometimes it's about, have you been in business for like 6 months? But if I am trying to serve too many people, or if I am not, the best way for me to be in service is to serve people the best way I know how, in the with giving myself the best potential to give them my best and for them to be as magical as they can be. And me knowing about my sweet spot and what I'm the best at for me, not what I can do, what I could provide to them, but what I'm the best at in all the areas of working with people in business. This is what I'm the best at. That's also my job. That's also me being of service. And so if I know that, then there's really no competition really anyway, would be my argument, because nobody's you. And even people who are business coaches, all the business coaches are not the same. All the business coaches are not for everyone. All the different web designers are not the same. They are not for everyone. Everybody's got their own vibe. So again, back to mindset. What I see happens a lot of times is that people go to one end of the extreme or the other. I want to make some income. I want to make my next income goal. So I got to do all these things, strategy, action, hustle, posting, video, posting. Where are you from a strategy space of service? How are you serving your existing clients and customers, and how could you serve them even better? Because here's what happens. Hold on, I went into 2 tangents. So we often will go into a space of, I want to hold everything in order to sell and make more money. I'm going to hold all my stuff and not give you anything for free because I need to protect my intellectual property or my thing that I make. And I'm not saying that if you have art that you should give it away for free, by the way, or products. Okay, I'm just going to serve everybody and overgive and never charge people or not charge enough people or whatever so that I can, keep being in service. That's not of service, right? So coming in somewhere into the middle is what we're talking about today, into the sweet spot of what does it really mean to be in service? It's that thing I was talking about. If I can serve my clients at the best potential way, it's my job, it's my responsibility to know of all the different things I could do, what I'm the best at, not the best at in the world necessarily, but like the best at of all the things that I do. And that it's my responsibility to give you that, right? To serve my clients in the best way I can. And so if they want me to do something that I am that's not my sweet spot, yes, we can talk about it. But if that's why somebody's hiring me, it's my responsibility to send them on to someone else. So the other piece about service is from a strategy perspective. Remember how I talked about this is about doing the right thing because it's just about doing the right thing. And it happens to also be really good business decisions. What is happening? I am losing my train of thought. Now that I'm on East Coast time, I usually do these calls, these lives 2 hours earlier. I don't normally work after 5 p.m. and it's 5:45 for me. So that's why my brain, this is why I have these boundaries for myself. Can't wait next week to be delivering this for you at 3 o'clock my time. It'll be the same time for you, whatever time it is. I'm keeping the same time. Okay, I was saying something really wisdomous, as Joey from Friends says. Yeah, so it's also a smart business decision because if I decide to step it up from a service perspective, guess what happens? All the people that I'm already serving are going to be, like in my case, are going to be that much happier with their service. Guess what happens when people are happy with their service? They refer their friends and family and colleagues, right? Maybe they're so happy that they post something on social media that gets me some exposure. If you create products or art and you continue to up your game in what you offer, your existing customers are going to want to keep buying stuff from you. So I think so often people think that how do you grow income? How do you grow income? See, woo! I think so often people think about growing their income and scaling their business in terms of bringing in more clients and customers. And while I don't think that's necessarily, I think that's absolutely a piece of it, but what is the magic of scaling a business is going with what you already have and building from there, serving your existing clients and customers in another better way, not in another way, but in a deeper and better way. Maybe it's providing another service. Maybe it's providing a new product. Maybe it's providing, a variation on something that you already do. And maybe it's just being even better at it. Those people are going to keep buying from you. For me, it's going to be client renewals. I think I got on this tangent earlier. I have clients that have been, most of my clients have worked with me for a year. That's really, to me, speaks to what I offer from the space of service. I'm not saying that I'm better than some other business coach. Again, it's about fit and match and where you are. But if I'm so worried and focused on bringing in all these new clients and I'm not serving my existing clients, then maybe they don't renew. It's a lot easier for me just to think about my very simple business model of one-on-one coaching. It's a lot easier for me to re-sign a client than it is to go get a new one. I'm not saying signing new clients is hard. But again, from the perspective of building a foundation, staying in a space of service, coming back to a space of service is actually a really good freaking business decision too. The better I can be at coaching, the longer my clients are going to stay with me, assuming that that's an appropriate thing for them to do. Right? So it serves you in that way. It serves you from a space of renewals or continuing to buy whatever your product or service is. It serves you from a space of referrals for sure. If I am served beautifully by somebody, you better believe I'm going to be telling everybody about it. And then the other piece of it, and this is why I always encourage people to offer free stuff. Again, not free products, but samples. I like to think about, one of my clients last year had a bakery, and I like to think about that business model because everybody understands a bakery, right? It's very straightforward. It's very brick and mortar businesses have a business model that I think is people understand, at least on the surface. It's actually quite complicated in terms of how you make a restaurant successful. But let's just think about the perspective of a bakery. How do you know if you want to eat that eclair? How do you know if this is the birthday cake that you want to buy for your significant other for their 50th anniversary or 50th birthday? How do they give you a sample? They let you taste something. Then you're like, holy shit, that's amazing. I'm going to buy that lemon cake, right? Lemon is my favorite everything. So if you give people a sample, if you give people a freebie, again, the free and the service, you have to make this fit for your business and your business model. But when you give people a chance to sample your value, to sample your magic, they're more likely to buy. And you're giving them an opportunity to see that they can trust you, because you talk about how magical your cakes are, but are they really good? There's a lot of cakes out there that, I really like this metaphor. There's a lot of cakes out there that look really pretty, right? How many times have you bought like a wedding cake or a birthday cake and like it's really, really pretty and perfectly decorated on the outside and it tastes like crap, right? I mean, maybe all I cared about was how pretty it was, right? And again, it just depends on what you're looking for. But I like to eat cake. I don't care about looking at it, right? That's just me. So again, the concept of being able to give someone something. Here I am right now, giving you free value with an hour of my time. I'm sharing my thought leadership. I'm sharing how I look at business. I'm hoping that I'm giving you service. I'm giving you value. And I'm hoping that this really helps you to grow and scale your business. I'm hoping that this really helps you to make better business decisions, to feel more grounded in running your business, right? This is part of my mission in helping my clients, but also anybody in my space to run a business with more ease, to have more profit, more fulfillment, all of the things in between. So here I am being of service. This is one of the examples of the service that I provide. This is me being of service. This is me. I can't tell you how many people have hired me that said, oh, well, I've been in your space for a while and I've been paying attention to your lives. And I finally hopped on a call because I'm ready for a coach. They already know enough about me. They already know enough about my philosophy around business and trying to help you think differently about it and the ways that you can make good decisions. They already know, and they know if they're a fit for me or not. Yes, we need to hop on a call. Yes, we need to have an interaction. Yes, we need to keep continuing with that, developing that relationship, right? Because you're always developing relationships with new people, long-term people, and everybody in between. But this helps people know who I am, right? If you don't like goofy people, you probably aren't watching me right now. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I need to be with people who can appreciate the goof every now and then. So when you're of service, when you're providing value, again, I'm not on here every single day at 5 o'clock Eastern giving a free training. I'm here every single week giving free training. So this is me providing value in a healthy way. This is me being of service in a healthy way without giving away the farm, without, telling you, you can just, here's my phone number. You can just text me next time you have a business problem, then I'll talk to you about it. Right. I that's too much for me. My clients don't even have my phone number. We communicate in an app. So yes, boundaries. But it's more about like finding that sweet spot. I talked about in the post when I talked about this live, when I promoted this live. What's it like? This is about you finding your Goldilocks sweet spot between providing free service, providing value, being of service, right? That can be free stuff for your potential clients and customers. It can be additional service or deeper service or just better service because you continue to be trained on a regular basis to your existing clients and customers and everything in between. And when you're focused on that deep level of service, then your mindset stays less wonky. It's like, this is actually my mindset hack today is not to try to think about it differently. Well, I guess I am trying to get you to think about it differently, but it's a lot less of a direct mindset hack and more like, great, set a plan, get your strategy in place, have your business goals. Absolutely. Manifest the hell out of everybody that you want to bring into your space this year. Look at it, track it on a regular basis, but then don't spend your time and your energy focused every single day on, I have to make $1 million. I have to make $1 million. I have to get this many clients per week. I have to get this many clients per week. I have to make $1 million. When you're so focused on that income goal, it makes your energy grippy. It puts your focus on, I think, the wrong thing. And the mindset hack is set the plan, work the plan, then get yourself back to a mindset of service. Get yourself back into asking the question, how can I be of service today? How can I be of service? I'll use myself as an example. This morning, I was working on my social media posts. How can I be of service here? Then I had some client calls. How can I be of service to this client that's in front of me? How can I be in best service? How can I best be in service to this client right here in front of me? And now here I am in this amazing group who I love, love, love you guys. You guys have such amazing energy. Thank you every single day and week for being a part of this group. I am here to be of service. How can I be of service to this group in this moment with this topic? Right? Again, whatever your business model is, I know there are certain things, particularly those product people who can't provide. I'm not saying go paint a painting and give it away for free, but you can give them samples, right? You can give them samples in Instagram reels. You can give them samples in videos where you show how you put the art together. You can give them samples in terms of, hey, here's this pretty painting on the wall that I created. I didn't paint this, by the way. this is what it would look like if you put it in your house. This is how I would recommend that you hang it. It looks really good in these kinds of spaces, right? You're giving them samples. You're letting them see the value that you offer, or people saying, the testimonials of how great they love your work. There's all different kinds of ways to do that. And again, I'm talking about giving things for free, but the point is, where can you be of service? Where can you be of service? Okay, there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, this also takes place, and this is going to have to be a different conversation, but this is also a really good mindset hack for getting on a sales call. For those of you who are service providers and you do free discovery calls with potential clients. Especially, hi, Courtney. I did not see your post until just now, and I can't see it. I'm wearing my pretty, can you see my pretty Courtney ring? Bright side jewelry, guys. Get it. I lost my train of thought because I saw somebody that I adore. Sales calls. So if you're so focused on your income goal and you're so focused on, awesome, okay, I just need to sign one more client this month to make my goal. And here's my discovery call. So I'm so excited. I'm just going to sign this client. I have to sign this client, blah, 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 right? Okay. Or get into a space of service, right? Because the energy of what it feels like to be on the other end of that call when somebody's like fucking gonna sell you does not feel good, right? And even if you're being well-intentioned, even if you're not selling people, even if you're doing everything, from a perspective of being heart-centered, if that's what's going on in your brain, that's the energy that's coming out. It's just the energy that's coming out. So I don't know if you've ever been on a call with people, but I've been on calls with people where I was like, yeah, like everything they said made sense. We clicked intellectually, like there was absolutely a lot of stuff there. And I don't want to work with them for some reason. It might be that, right? It might be, we never know, but it might be that they really needed to sign a client and they were so in that headspace that they weren't in a space of service, of complete service. And then I didn't feel like I could all the way trust them, or I didn't feel like they really had me, right? I think that sales calls, this is for another conversation, but I think that when you're on a sales call, you want to convey that you've got, like, I got you. Like, I got you, dude. Like, it's fine. I'm the expert here. I promise you I can help you with this thing that you want. Let me just be here of service. Let me show you my value just by being with you and serving it, right? So many of my discovery calls are part coaching because I just get on a call and do what I do. And then people just get to decide if they want to work with me. And I just get to decide if I want to work with them. And so the point being that if you're on a sales call, or if you're writing copy, or if you're running your business day in and day out from the perspective of, I'm so excited, I'm gonna make this income goal, blah, 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 blah. That's great. Have that excitement and then get back to a space of service. That's actually going to serve you. It's going to make you better at what you're doing, your craft, better in service of your clients and your customers, which is the whole reason you got into business. That will in turn create more money coming from that space than from a space of potential new clients, potential new customers. When you meet them in a space of service, people feel that. People feel served. I want to know how you feel when you follow the person on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or wherever that you like to follow the most. Your favorite podcast, whatever it is. Who is it that you follow? Notice how it feels to be like really served by them just giving their stuff, right? Books that you run, authors that you want to repeat read. You're being served by them. Let your potential clients, let your potential customers have that service as well. And again, it's a mindset hack. It's not even a trick. I don't even know if I like the word hack anymore, but like this is one of those moments, right? Doing the right thing is important to just do the right thing just because. And if you want to run a successful business and you are running a service-based business, again, or a product, when you focus on service, when you're just good at what you freaking do, the money comes. It's just kind of how it works. Not kind of, it's just how it works. I have a lot more that I could say about sales calls. I have a lot more that I could say about mindset. I have a lot more that I could say about service, but I've just noticed a lot lately that bringing my clients back, bringing myself back to a space of service, back to basics, back to how can I keep being of even more service? Again, this doesn't mean doing all the things, doing more, giving more and not charging, giving free stuff that overruns boundaries and then you're like overextended. This is not about any of that. It's just about coming back to basics, coming back to who you serve, the way that you best serve them, how you give them value. Because I believe that we're not intended only to serve the people that pay us. I hate on that phrase if you don't want to, but I'm sitting here exhibiting that right now by giving you free value, that there are absolutely people that are going to watch this video that will never hire me as their coach. And that's perfect. I'm still here to be of value. I'm still here to change the world in my own unique way. And I can't do that without developing relationships with people. I can't do that without giving you value. I can't do that without serving you. And that means serving not just my clients who are paying me, but also serving my audience, serving my space here, serving whoever's listening to me at any point in time, because you could be listening to this 3 years into the future, because these things are always up on the Facebook group. That's where I can be of service in the world in the way that I intend. And this is also where, if you just started your business today, if you provide service to someone, again, I'm not saying that you have to give them free stuff and overextend yourself, but me just talking about running a business and thinking about it differently might empower someone to take a step in their business that they never did. If this is day one of my business and you haven't paid me yet, I'm still already being a coach. I'm still already serving my mission in the world. I'm still already accomplishing. Day one, you can accomplish what you set out to accomplish with your mission. And if you continue to live your mission, if you continue to embody what you're doing and you continue to serve people in the expert way that you do and are, that is how you make good money, doing what you love. It has to come from a space of service. And I want to say two more things. One is how I want to have you think back to, I think it's so much easier to come up with examples of these things when it comes to food and when it comes to products. So think about a product or a restaurant that you've been to that you really, really loved at first, and then you kept coming back to, or you kept repurchasing over and over again. And maybe after the third or fourth time, the service or the quality diminished. And you're like, oh, okay. So I came to this restaurant and their prices have increased, but their quality went down. I don't think I want to come back here anymore. Right? When have you done that from a product? Think about your experiences with times when service decreased and you dropped. And I'm not suggesting that anybody is out there trying to decrease their services, but the reverse is also true, right? If you decrease service and people will leave you, that people, I think, very easily can come up with that on their own. That's a more obvious formula. But the reverse is also true. If you keep serving people, they will keep coming back. If you keep serving people, they will eventually, some of them, work with you, buy your stuff, whatever, right? Okay, I hope this was helpful. I have several things going on that I want to share in terms of announcements. First off, I am still offering free coaching sessions, Speak of the Devil free stuff. If you have not had a free coaching session with me and you would like to, I would absolutely love to serve you in this way. So hop on a call with me. I will put the link here in the comments as soon as I finish. And you can schedule it yourself. It's all free, 45 minutes. This is not a discovery call. I have discovery calls too. This is free coaching. This is for you to get an insight, to get a plan, to get some value, this is one of the ways that I can be of service, so that you can run your business with more ease to bring you more profit and more fulfillment. So I have free sessions. I also am opening up spots for my intensive coaching next month in May. So if you're interested, hop on a free call with me, discovery call or free session. An intensive is essentially, my standard coaching program is a 5-month coaching container, but I offer that as a 1-month program as well. It's the exact same thing. We meet the same amount of times per month. It's the same amount of coaching. It's the exact same thing that my long-term coaching clients receive. It's just in a 1-month container. This is my opportunity it is paid. This is my opportunity to give you a sample, to walk my talk, to give you a sample of what it's like to coach with me. So if you're not sure if you want to work with me for 5 months, then come work with me for 1. If you're not sure if you want to work with me for 1 month, come work with me for free for 45 minutes, right? I'm walking my talk here in terms of providing service and also giving people avenues. This is a whole nother conversation too, for how people can progress into working with you. I don't need to offer you my 5-month coaching high ticket offer if you're just getting to know me. I can give you different opportunities to sort of like date me before we get married, right? So I have intensives opening up next month. If you're interested and you would like some support, particularly if you're going through a big change and transition in your business, I'm really, really good at helping people with that. The last Wednesday of the month, this live will be a live event. It'll be a live coaching Q&A. Also free coaching. If you are live, you will get to ask a question. I will answer it for you. And we might have a little back and forth around what's going on in your business. I love these events because they're community events, and people, like person 1 will ask a question, and then person 2, 3, and 4 also needed to hear the answer. So it's really, really cool. Last month, we had some issues with some of the messages that went out. And then I even had some issues with Facebook that I didn't get some of my marketing out last month. And people weren't aware of it because marketing actually works. And so it was just a great example of that. So I want to make sure that I'm announcing this early this year, this month, that I'm announcing it early this month so that you guys are aware of it. And then finally, I will be doing a pricing workshop in May. I'm super excited about this. It's going to be free. It's going to be here in the group, but it will include a workbook. And so if you want to sign up, you'll have to sign up over email. So I don't have the sales page up yet. I'm still working on the dates with my team, but as soon as I have that, I will share that here first in the group. Would love, love, love for you guys to sign up and get that support next month as well, because I think that having that pricing alignment and knowing how to put a good plan together is also how we reach our income goals. And that's also what I'm here to help you with. So, all right, my loves, my dears, thank you for being here. I will be back next week for another live topic, and I will see you then. If you're on the replay and you have questions or comments, let me know, tag me, and I'll come back in and respond. Okay, have a great week.